Thanks for listening to the Von Haessler Doctrine podcast. Remember, you can hear the show every weekday from 9 to noon right here on 95.5 WSB, Atlanta's News and Talk. Live from Sherwood Forest in the heart of Atlanta, Georgia, Hour 1 of the Von Haessler Doctrine begins right now. I am your lovable, huggable, mid-morning chat host, Eric Von Haessler, surrounded by the Doctrinaires, man of 1,000 voices, Tim Andrews, lady of quite a few voices in her own right, if I do say so myself, Autumn Fisher, she's back. I thought she had the Corona, but she had the one day, she had the 24-hour Corona.
Corona Light.
The popcorn Corona.
Corona Light. And the handsomest producer in all of producery, Jared Yamamoto.
And what's your Wednesday wisdom? The number one trend in America right now.
I don't know if it's wisdom, but I can tell you something's on my mind. I've finally decided, I've studied it. People, I've studied it up, down, in and out, here, there. And I'm just going to declare it right now. I don't like memes. So don't send me one. Don't send me one on the text. Don't send me one in my email. Don't send me one. Don't show, hey, did you see this meme? The answer is no, I didn't, but it's okay. I didn't want to. I don't like memes. It doesn't mean I don't like people. Doesn't mean I don't like the young kids. I know that the kids like to have the memes. Oh, who doesn't giggle to themselves when their question, their query, the response is the fat guy dancing without a shirt. Of course.
You know, there's more memes than that one. You tend to default to that one all the time.
That seems to be the one I see an awful lot. I'm not a big fan. You know what it is about memes that I don't like? I realize that other people must really like this. I don't like seeing like something happen over and over again within 2 seconds. Like the head bobs back and it starts over again and the head bobs back.
There's too many of those.
It's weird. It's just weird. And then it's always somebody from some sitcom I never watched to begin with. I don't really even get it. So don't send me any memes.
Not even Homer backing into the hedgerow?
No, I don't want to.
It says so much without saying anything.
It does.
It says it all, yet says absolutely nothing. And that's why Eric Von Haessler starts this Wednesday out by saying, I don't like memes, okay? Don't send them to me. Let's do this.
Hi, I'm Bernie Sanders. I'm running for president.
They call me Mayor Pete, and I am running for president of the United States.
So I'm in this fight all the way.
That's why today I'm announcing my candidacy for president of the United States.
When we start running, keep America great! Exclamation point.
Trail mix.
We
We had a big day yesterday.
Yeah,
huh?
America's first primary, Eric.
Can I say I want everybody to know that for the hour leading up to us going on the air, we have been laughing so hard, but we cannot use any of the material. It just is not. It's not radio friendly. It's not family friendly. So hopefully we have to pivot here now, Tim.
Oh, I'm ready.
And just do family friendly stuff.
Sure.
So New Hampshire. They actually got the count. There was no,
the results are in.
No delay.
Bernie Sanders won with 26% of the vote.
Yeah, but I still say the story is Mayor Pete coming. What was he? Just 1 or 2 percentage points behind.
25.1.
Yeah. So and nobody saw this guy coming. But Bernie Sanders won. He won this last time around, didn't he?
He's
right
did.
there from Vermont. The real thing is, Elizabeth Warren. Wow, what a tank. Well, not as much as Biden, but 4. You're in a neighboring state there. Now, Liz Warren needs to drop out later today, right?
Oh, I have a plan.
You have a plan for this? You have a plan to drop out? Because if you come in,
drop out.
you come in 4th in a state that you're right next to.
Well, last night,
I'm pretty bummed.
you said last night that you were in it for the long haul.
Oh, yeah, that's what they all say. And they wake up the next day and suddenly everybody who was willing to give you money yesterday
is gone.
Doesn't pick up the phone anymore.
Somebody told me to say that.
Yeah,
I didn't really want to say it. I just went for it. I'm just tired.
well, I guess Bernie won. So let's hear the cheering for Bernie Sanders. Oh, listen to that. Yeah.
Thank you.
Hey, was that? Which one was that? Pete or Sanders?
That was Bernie. Here's Mayor Pete.
Okay. have where Bernie says we're taking on. This is what I heard. You tell me. This is one of those. I hear things differently than a lot of people sometimes. So what I hear is Bernie Sanders saying that they're going to go after anybody who's successful in this country.
We are taking on billionaires, and we're taking on candidates funded by billionaires.
Anybody successful, right?
Anybody who's made more money than anyone else, you are in my targets. Tom Brady, you have too many rings. Other quarterbacks in the league could use some of those. The Yankees have the most World Series. That's a lot more than teams like the Braves have, who have one.
You
that I know.
Pandering for votes there from Atlanta.
And Disney, let's forget about the stars. It's time for poverty wars. Thank you for that chuckle.
He's just gonna go after all the successful people. He's gonna win in all the states, apparently, is what he said.
With victories behind us, popular vote in Iowa and the victory here tonight, we're going to Nevada, we're going to South Carolina, we're gonna win those states as well.
Yeah, good. Yeah, good. Yeah, we're going to Nevada. We're going to Arizona.
Yeah.
We're going to California.
Yeah.
We're going to go to a lot of those other states. Alberta, Saskatchewan. We're going to win them all.
Now, so, yes, you have Mayor Pete came in second, very close second.
Yeah, and
I think he's on fire. It's going to be funny to watch him go down south. I'm going down south.
Here I am.
Down
Americans
south.
want the freedom to make choices for themselves on health care or on any other issue, not to have Washington decide for them. And a politics of my way or the highway is a road to re-electing Donald Trump.
Talking to you, Bernie, with the my way to the highway or the highway.
Take the highway to the Great Divide. That's what I say up here in Vermont. You take the highway to the Great Divide.
There's a great diss. I don't know if anybody else noticed this. He talked about how much he admired Bernie when he was in high school.
I admired Senator Sanders when I was a high school student. I respect him greatly to this day, and I congratulate him on his strong showing tonight.
That's ageism.
That's ageism. That's ageism.
Shade.
You little rat. You little rat-faced. I can't. You
Bernie.
38-year-old and thinks he knows everything.
Bernie,
I wish
please.
you wouldn't say that, Bernie. I loved you since I was very much an adult.
That was a child.
In your prime.
Yeah, good. Yeah, good. Whatever, you little brat.
You know,
You
Mayor,
lying dog-faced pony soldier.
Hey, I agree with that. He's lying dog face something.
Yeah, we'll get to you in a moment. We can't get to you, Joe Biden, yet because there's still two people. We've taken care of the first two, and we've heard what they had to say after the New Hampshire primary. We can't get to you, Joe Biden, yet because there's still two people we have to get through before we get to you.
I'm down here in South Carolina, and we're talking to people down here and there.
I can't wait till Mayor Pete goes down and says, "Hi, y'all."
You know,
Hey, y'all.
I'm down here to tell you, there's a new Democratic Party. Now listen, I was in the military. I served in a combat zone. I can't wait to try your grits. I got me a big straw hat and a banjo. I'm having a couple of my teeth removed, and I'm ready for the barbecue cookout.
One day,
Wait a minute. There's something I don't like about him.
I hear you people like ribs.
Wait a minute. Now, he's saying all the right things.
All right, so let's go to third place was everybody's favorite fourth grade teacher coming on strong, Amy Klobuchar.
Thank you.
What is was just a green bus? Is that her thing? She goes around in a green bus?
yeah, her colors are green and blue.
Okay, so she can't
my
wait.
colors.
She can't wait.
My colors are not green and blue.
I cannot wait to bring our green bus around the country. I cannot wait to win the nomination. I cannot wait to build a movement and win with a movement of fired up Democrats, of independents and moderate Republicans.
She's bringing a large red pen with her, and she's going to correct everybody's papers all across the nation.
My colors are not green and blue. They are chartreuse and cerulean. Thank you.
Are you chewing gum?
I cannot wait. I just was something. I cannot wait.
I cannot wait
You
to
can't
be
wait.
back here to get your approval again.
You cannot wait to take the green bus around the nation.
I will take my green bus. I am very excited.
You sound it.
I am someone who has many passions. My many passions are as follows. Winning.
And
I can't read it. Winning.
There you go. We don't really have to really talk about Elizabeth Warren. She came in fourth. She's done.
9%.
She's done. Neighboring state. You're done. You need to go have a beer.
You know, I've worked very hard. I'm in it for the long haul, but I feel like that haul does come to an end. I just am going to get me a beer.
Biden just sounds like he's drunk. Came in fifth.
Don't you worry about it, buddy. We got a lot of people down in South that like me that don't necessarily live up there.
Yeah. We'll get to Joe Biden when we get back.
The Von Haessler Doctrine.
They have such a beautiful chemistry.
Making listeners laugh every day.
The world could use a little more of that these days.
9 to noon on 95.5 WSB, Atlanta's News and Talk.
I saw Mayor Pete last night talking about how books will tell. One day books will tell.
One day books will tell not just of one election, but of the era that began with you here in New Hampshire.
Books will tell.
Thank you.
Books.
I'll turn my microphone on and books will tell. The e-books, the digital books, the CDs, the tapes, the audio books.
You're talking about audio books. The audio books will tell.
Audio books. If you sign up for Audible today, you'll be able to get the book about Pete Buttigieg 20 years from now. Thank you.
Can't we come up with a chant that doesn't have to squish the 3-syllable president in your
the idea
stupid
is
one-syllable space?
Well, he calls himself Mayor Pete, so it's the next step.
The shape of our
I
democracy
understand.
is a square.
I understand, but can't we say, like, President Pete? I don't know.
Well,
Prez Pete.
Yeah, perhaps you should work with them, get a better chant. Pete,
Yeah,
you're doing fine, but your chant.
Let's get, like, a cool high school, like, cheer team to come
I'm
up
not
with
in
some-
charge of my chants.
Yeah, they're organic, right? They come out of the crowd, right?
Our chants are more organic than chickens.
Free-range chants.
The only kind of chickens I'll eat are free range.
Yeah, grass-fed.
So let's get to poor, pitiful Joe Biden.
Oh.
And that's Uncle Joe, he's a moving kind of slow at the junction.
Go to Joe 30330 and help me in this fight.
Grandpa.
Fifth place.
Yeah, he left New Hampshire early.
He left early, and he just started saying things. I'm not exactly sure. At this point with Joe Biden, just letters just fall out of his face.
So this is him in South Carolina speaking to supporters.
The people of Nevada are watching, and I want to make it clear we praise their diversity as a state, and I'm going to be out there seeing them very soon. Tonight,
Stop. We got to hear that one again. What does he say there? We're in South Carolina. People in Nevada are looking, and we praise them for their diversity, and we'll be out there soon. What are you talking about?
State of Nevada has the best diversity of all states out west. You go to Nevada. Now, let me tell you about Nevada. Before I get there, I'm down here in Carolina.
Yeah, hold on. I want to hear this again. You said
the people of Nevada are watching, and I want to make it clear we praise their diversity as a state, and I'm going to be out there seeing them very soon tonight.
You'll be out there seeing him pretty soon.
I'll be out there very soon tonight. I'm going to be flying out there to Nevada. I'm going to split Joe in half. 2 Joes. Got one Joe here. You got another Joe out there. Got a machine. And that Joe out there, talk about the diversity. You got a lot of people in Nevada who are diverse.
Yeah,
a lot of that.
Diversity.
You got Diversity University. You got all those. You got all those brothels in Reno.
Yeah.
You know, you don't just see white women in those brothels. You see people from all over the country.
Most diverse brothels.
All over the world.
Most diverse whorehouses in the world.
Hey, I'm not calling them that, buddy.
Yeah.
Women go there, them sex workers, they got to work.
The people of Nevada are watching, and I want to make it clear we praise their diversity as a state, and I'm going to be out there seeing them very soon. Tonight, though, we just heard from the first 2 of 50 states. 2 of them. Not all the nation, not half the nation, not a quarter of the nation, not 10%. Not the closing bell.
So how many is that?
2.
What?
2.
Hold on. I want to find out something. So let's take this one at a time. Is it half the nation?
2 of them. Not all the nation.
Half?
Not half the nation.
What about
Not a quarter of the nation. Not 10%.
2.
There's somebody in the crowd that's with him. He's like, 2.
Yeah.
2 of them. Not all the nation.
Yeah.
Not half the nation.
What about a quarter?
Not a quarter of the nation. Not 10%.
10%? Is it 10%?
Look, it's not 2, it's not 5, it's not
2.
Could be 20. I don't know, but it's 58 more places we gotta go, including the territories and the 48 states. Look, okay, I get it
You're
now.
just getting started, right?
We are getting started, but we got territories. Look, I understand colonialism. I said we gotta say to Guam, you got to do it on your own, and if you flip over, that's and then Puerto Rico, we're gonna go there.
Yeah.
And the British, America. Do we have islands in the British Virgin Islands? How many do we got?
We got a couple, Joe.
We're going there.
Plus, you have minority voters when you're going down south, right?
It is important that Iowa and Nevada have spoken, but look, we need to hear from Nevada and South Carolina and Super Tuesday states and beyond. And look, we're moving in an especially important phase because up till now, we haven't heard from the most committed constituency of the Democratic Party, the African American community.
The most comedic members of the Democratic Party. I want to tell you about a good friend of mine that I met. This guy lives in Greenville, down 85. And
Joe, you all right?
Down in Greenville, it's a Spartanburg, and then you go down Clemson.
Are you okay?
In Greenville, his name's Fred.
I'm going to send him some of my apologies.
My good friend Fred, he's African American. He's in his son Dummy.
Yeah, that's a show.
That's a show. I don't know. They put on a hell of a show when they delivered a piano to a gay guy, and then Fred had a heart attack on the Gong Show. Truly inspirational. They ran a business.
No, you're thinking of Sanford and Son. That was not.
Look, I know his name. He and his son
was in Los Angeles.
Hey, look, they're moving on up.
Oh, that was the Jeffersons.
227. They're moving on up.
We're not going to let anyone take this election away from you. Look, I've said many times, you can't be the Democratic nominee and you can't win a general election as Democrat unless you have overwhelming support from black and brown voters. It's just really simple.
Black and brown.
You can have black and you can have brown, but if you have one, you only have brown, you're not going to do too good. But if you got black and brown and all the other colors, you can do good. It ain't over, man.
Come on. It's not over. You're just getting started, right,
Hey, we got a saying in Scranton.
Yeah.
You go out and warm your car up in the morning, you turn it on, got to go to work. That's called just getting warmed up.
Is that what you're doing?
Just getting warm. I'm like a car in Scranton in January.
Joe, you kind of looked like you had the Phil Mickelson eyes last night when he's struggling playing golf, man. When he gets those big eyes.
Dog-faced pony.
Joe, you looked like you were desperate last night. I was worried about you.
You're a lying dog-faced pony soldier.
Yeah. See, that's the theme. That's my good buddy. That's my good buddy Fred and his son Dummy. They drove around in a red truck, pick up garbage.
Yeah.
Like I said, they're very diverse. They took a piano to a gay guy, listened to him talk on the phone.
Yeah, Joe Biden. That's a show.
They were on the Gong Show with Bubba. And then one year, Fred, he had to go home, take care of his family. So his good friend Grady lived in his house.
That's not reality.
Gordon Jump. No, wait a minute. Whitman
Fred
Mayo.
does not live in South Carolina.
Whitman Mayo, he liked to put mayonnaise on a sandwich whenever he sat around with Grady.
You're a lying dog-faced pony soldier.
And that's all it takes. That's all it takes. So I got to get down here to South Carolina, the people that'll help me win this election.
Yeah. Hey, where's Jay Black?
He is down the hallway in one of the production rooms here at WSB.
I'm trying to con Jay Black into getting us some food this morning because we're strapped in here. And I want to have some breakfast this morning. And the place that I want to get breakfast from, we can't get it delivered.
Correct. We're just out of range.
And I said, Jared, go find Jay Black. Tell him I'll buy his breakfast and, give him a little something extra. Jared came back and said he's lukewarm.
Well, I don't work lukewarm on the whole thing. Now, if you're talking about going to Mr. Biscuit...
Mr. Biscuit's too far away.
Well, not really. I can get up there. I'll take the helicopter. I'll get in with Doug Turnbull. We'll go get you a biscuit and bring it back here. But I'm not going down the street.
I didn't get a lot of sleep last night. When I don't get a lot of sleep, I like to eat, get sustenance. Come on, Jay Black. Come on, Jay Black.
Well, I'm down here working on a big preview for the XFL this weekend.
Okay, when you get done with that XFL package, I'll buy you breakfast, and I'll give you a little something extra, too.
Like a
I'll
little
give you
tip?
Yeah, a little tip. Sure. What do you want? What, I got to pay
What's
you
it,
20?
your personal Grubhub?
No, this is one time. I've worked here 5 years. It's nobody's personal anything. It's just someone asking for a favor.
Well,
How are you
Final
a
Four is
bad
coming
person?
up. Final Four is coming up, and I got to work on that.
Final Four isn't here for weeks.
San Diego State.
I know you got to do a bunch of profiles, but if you go down to the get some breakfast, I'll buy you some breakfast and bring it back to me. It's a win-win, Jay Black.
I can't. I got Gonzaga on the mind. I certainly hope San Diego State surpasses them and goes on and wins the Final Four.
I know.
Am I right about that?
Come on.
Gonzaga's pretty good this year.
No, I mean San Diego State.
San Diego State's okay. They'd be like,
what's the undefeated
Don't
team?
you want to eat? Don't you want to eat, Jay Black? Don't
I
you
want to eat, but I can go upstairs and get some peanuts.
No, this is good. This is good food. I'll pay for it. You bring us breakfast.
Hard to top the
Here he comes, Jay Black. Jay, good. Have a seat here. I want to ask you, first of all, I want to dispel this notion that my friend, so-called Autumn, brought up, the idea that I think of you as my personal Grubhub or something. I've been here 5 years.
I don't know what you think of me,
no,
so...
I think I have nothing but respect for you, Jay Black, but we're strapped in here. 5 years.
Right.
I don't come in here every day saying, hey, Jay Black, will you go get me breakfast? I'm asking a favor, and I'll buy you breakfast, and I'll give you a little something on top.
Well, here's my
he'll
counter
throw the money on the ground.
Because, in the mornings, we're strapped in here in the mornings.
Yes.
And the crew that comes in at 7 doesn't ever bring any food.
Are you looking for a
everybody.
quid pro quo?
So, yes.
You're looking for a quid pro quo?
If I help you out, in return, Waffle House Friday for the morning show.
This Friday?
Any Friday.
Okay, but it has to be
Jared's
every
on the hook
Friday.
for
No,
that.
just
Yeah.
a Friday.
I don't drive past one.
I don't.
Jared, you have to get us
You
some
don't drive
Waffle
past
House.
1 or 10.
How am I?
All right, you know what? You're on. I'll figure it out. I'll figure it out.
I'll
So
take
you'll
care of it,
go.
Jay.
I'll
You'll
go.
go. And all right, that's wonderful. That's fantastic. Thank you very much.
If you have any other fast food orders, call 404-872-0750.
Hey, is his last name's Black?
Yeah, Joe Biden.
Can I get your vote, buddy? How about a little money?
If you're still in it by the time the Georgia primary is here, we'll talk.
Oh, buddy, come on, man.
You're looking a little desperate there,
Come on,
Joe.
man.
I gotta say.
I can only
No,
vote in
Joe
the state of
respects
Georgia.
his diversity.
All right, here's my wallet. Take as much money as you need. All right.
Jared will work on the list.
Honored.
Here.
Rolling deep.
All right. Yeah, I'm rolling deep. Of course I am. The host of a show there.
As you should be.
Yeah,
He's bowling.
Hey, all right, let's do this.
Headlines for Wednesday, February 12th.
Can you talk about what you're going to get?
I can't because I don't want to say where I'm going.
Okay.
Because then everybody will know Jay Black's going to be there and they'll be mobbed. Autographs. He doesn't like to give out autographs.
Autographs for $10. Wow.
Yeah, let's come down in price. What do you got in the headlines?
Well, we had one other thing. 2 notable dropouts happened last night.
Oh, yeah.
First of them being...
really only one notable. I think this is hilarious.
You didn't think Michael Bennett?
He brings this... he says to me, Michael Bennett dropped out, Eric. And he says... I got audio.
Idiot.
And he plays like a 4-minute audio piece from this guy. I don't even know who he is.
I got in this race because I love our country. I love America.
That's
I
fantastic.
love the idea of democracy, and I want to make sure that, that our generation passes this democracy intact, at least, and if not in better shape, to the next generation.
That's really you're really shooting for the stars. His dream was to pass this on to a next generation intact.
I wanted to make it so like the next generation can like totally do it like me. I'm Michael Bennett.
This election is important to the rest of the world.
Is this Michael Bennett?
That's how he sounds. Yeah.
It's not like Michael Bennett.
No, listen.
Michael Bennett.
I got in this race because I love our country. I love America.
Is this Brad Pitt?
Hey, look, Michael Bennett lasted longer than John Bolton at the thing.
Yeah.
That was funny. I have a sense of humor because I'm from a different generation.
That's right. You are.
Oh, yeah. Cool.
Yeah.
Right.
But then the other notable dropout was Andrew Yang.
Yeah, the one we've heard of. Okay, thank you.
I am suspended.
Michael Bennett. Michael Bennett is like my mailman.
I know. Michael Bennett sounds like someone I went to high school
Yeah,
with.
Michael Bennett's doing very well for himself. Married.
He is. He got
3
into
kids.
his dad's construction business.
Yeah, you know what? He rebelled as a teenager, but
he wasn't doing well after high school,
He's got
but
it
then
all
he
together.
sort of
This is
straightened up. He's
Michael
doing the
Bennett.
family business.
Had a
Michael
weed
Bennett.
problem.
Yeah, he had a weed problem, but Michael Bennett turned it around.
Yeah.
And
he's got
now
a steady girlfriend for a couple years now.
And he's got a couple kids too, but
Well, that was during.
Yeah.
He still comes over to my mom's house and cleans her gutters for free.
That's Michael Bennett for you.
That's Michael Bennett.
He's a good guy.
Heart of gold. Troublemaker for a while. Didn't totally trust it, but heart of gold.
Got that weird tattoo around his nipple. I don't know what that was about.
Hey, I got one of those, buddy. You want to see it?
No, Joe Biden.
Look, it's Obama. Look, and his mouth's open where the nipple is.
That's not even true. You're just saying things.
No, I'm going to go get it right now. They got a lot of tattoo shops on 85 in South Carolina. Hey, if you're going to head down to Greenville, stop by Jim's Tobacco. You can get tobacco if you stop at JR's. You look, your limit's 4 cartons.
Joe Biden.
4 cartons is all you can get at one time, but you go out and put it in the cab of your truck.
Rambling. Why
Then
don't
you
just
go out and
home?
get yourself.
Why don't you just stop?
Hey, speaking of going home,
Joe
I'm heading
Biden.
down to Greenville, and they got a rest stop down there with Burger King in it, and I go in there and I get my coffee.
Joe.
I have a Burger King burger,
Biden.
and then I go to JR's.
You don't have to do this, Joe. Remember when Obama said that? You don't have to do this, Joe.
Who?
You can go back home.
My good friend Obama. I had his back for 8 years. If you got Obama and you got 8 years of him, then you had 8 years old Joe. And by the way, going down
to Andrew Yang here. He
I'm going to
dropped out.
tattoo. Look, Andrew Yang. Okay, great. He's a good guy.
I am suspending my campaign for president.
Wait, he's suspending.
Ow.
There you go. Love you too. Thank you, New Hampshire.
You know why they suspend?
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I had all your neat bucks ready to go, but now I can't give those neat bucks to anybody. $12,000 a year. How about that?
They suspend because you can. It's better for settling your debts as a campaign if you suspend for some reason.
Corn Pop got suspended when he was threatening all the kids at that pool.
Corn Pop was a bad dude.
So, do you have where Yang was? Can I tell you this? Everybody is all electric and excited about Yang. Yang was a worthless candidate. Absolutely worthless because he looked like he was going to be different. And he was going to bring, some kind of technocrat or something. He had this weird idea about paying everybody $1,000, but he was going to have these different ideas. And people got behind him and made sure that he got onto the debate stage. This guy did nothing with it. Did nothing with it. Did not try to force his way in. When you're down there at the end of the stage and they're only give you a minute, you've got to do something. You got to make something happen. And he did nothing. He did nothing for the people who believed in him. You have the thing where he talks about one reason he's happy that he ran for president is because he made.
Every single day I've been campaigning, I've had supporters say to me, "Your campaign helped me out of a depression. Thank you."
Oh, that's why you ran for president. I knew there were a lot of depressed people out there, and if they just saw me run, they would it would bring a smile to their face.
I got off the couch.
Your campaign cured me of gout.
Thank
For
you.
that, you're welcome.
Thank
See
you.
my eyes? I can hardly see. See these legs? I can barely walk.
I keep getting letters from people who tell me that their campaign cured them of diseases. You're very welcome.
Touch me.
We're not over yet.
It's just absurd. Hey, what a letdown. I'm going to tell you, just a cosmic letdown, Andrew Yang. Didn't do anything interesting. Was obviously very likable with groups because he could get people around him, but never did anything interesting in the arena at all. What did he do? What did he stand for? He was so cool and so different. Why?
UBI, baby. Universal Basic Income. That was his thing.
Okay. That's one idea.
And also, he hates depression.
He did help cure the Great Depression of 2019.
Every single day I've been campaigning, I've had supporters say to me, "Your campaign helped me out of a depression. Thank you."
Your campaign
helped me out of a depression. Thank you.
I couldn't hear, and then he touched my head, and then I could hear again.
People came up to me and said, "I'm deaf," so I hit him in the head, and they could hear again.
Yeah, did you hit him with your coat? They fell over.
Evil be gone.
As the Asian on the panel here,
Yes.
I'm upset. Who's going to
First of all,
who's going to
you are
represent
half-
me?
Hold on. First of all, you are. I know because his last name's Yamamoto.
He gets away with everything.
And he comes from Bolivia, so. But he's like the whitest guy I know.
I'm Japanese Bolivian redneck.
He marks other. Just on
I
the
can.
box.
I'm allowed to.
I mark the.
T'other.
But who's going to represent me now? Nobody looks like me, so I don't know what I'm going to do.
I guess you're just out.
I guess I just can't vote anymore, can I?
You can only vote for people who look similar to you
That's
because
right. Yeah.
everything else is scary.
Hey,
Yeah, I know. Joe Biden's still in this thing.
I look like you a little bit. I got my eyes are pulled back. I don't blink very good.
Hey, hey, what number comes after 1?
2. 2. I know that.
2. And then you got to isolate the numbers that he says.
Come on, Joe. Not all the nation. Not half the nation.
What about a half?
Not a quarter of the nation. Not 10%. 2.
10%? No.
2.
I gotta say, I like Andrew Yang at coming up with that great idea of the universal basic income, folks. If you give everybody money, that means your candy bar is gonna cost $300. What you got to do is give some. Look, I know a guy paid Kit Kat $2,000 for a Kit Kat because of universal basic income. That was in Cuba.
Joe Biden, you're just rambling at this point.
$15 on your site too. That's steep compared to the other candidates.
Hey, we need your money, and I got a lot of people down here that hey, go out and collect from your grandma.
South Carolina, that's your firewall.
Firewall down here.
Who cares about New Hampshire? Did you hear the conspiracy theory that the new Bachelor, Pilot Pete?
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
They say he ends up with one of his producers, not with one of the ladies on the show at all.
One of ABC's executive can neither confirm or deny the allegations.
Well, that's because she's not allowed to confirm or deny anything, right? Because they already know.
Are you saying that The Bachelor is fake?
No, no.
I'm saying that show is not really for him to fall in love with one of his ladies?
Don't start crying.
Me right now.
Don't
My world is collapsing around me.
Reality Rihanna. Hold on.
God.
Just relax.
But he has such a connection with Becca.
With who?
With Becca.
Natasha, I owe you.
Is this him?
Yes.
Hold on. Wait. Is this Pilot Pete?
This is Pilot Pete talking. He's about to send Natasha.
Is he
home.
the same guy? Is he the same guy who plays Batman?
Natasha, I owe you all the honesty you've given me, and with the relationships that I have.
The men have vocal fries now?
Yeah. Didn't you hear AOC's boyfriend yesterday?
No, he was.
I love you so much. We had a real connection.
Natasha, I owe you all the honesty you've given me, and with the relationships that I have, and at the point that I'm at with them, I can't give you this rose.
How people talk now.
Where is he?
And I'm so sorry about that.
You know what?
Is he mad?
If this is how people talk today to each other while dating, if I was young today, I would be celibate. Hour 2 of the Von Haessler Doctrine begins right now, and as I was going to break, I was explaining after listening to the pilot. What's his name?
Pilot Pete.
I get him confused. You got Mayor Pete, Pilot Pete. It's a lot going on.
The only thing I fly is victory to the presidency.
And I was saying, listening to him speaking, like if I was young today, and that's how you have to talk in order to be able to relate on a date, then I think I would just be celibate. If I was
Natasha, I owe you all the honesty you've given me, and with the relationships that I have, and at the point that I'm at with them.
Yeah, I could not do that. And then as I was going to break, my friend Tim Andrews goes, "What, incel? No. I would not be one of those incels who cause. I would be a happy celibate. I'd be the happy celibate. Eric Von Haessler, the happy celibate.
You'd be a V-cell, voluntarily celibate.
Yeah, voluntarily. It's just, you know what it is? I'm just, you know how Atlanta is the city too busy to hate?
Sure.
Yeah, I'm just too busy for love.
Pleasantly celibate.
Yeah, pleasantly. He's the happiest guy that's not getting any sex you're ever going to meet. He's not going to cause any trouble. And he's not going to blame it on girls or anything like that.
It's their fault I'm ugly.
How come girls don't like ugly guys?
Why? You know what?
That makes me so mad.
Just because I don't have confidence.
Women should like ugly people. No, I would be the happiest celibate guy in the world.
I'll show her.
I don't need the trouble.
I won't show her.
Well, I won't show her. Was that a character? Or was that little Tim Andrews came through?
No, that's character.
Okay.
I've never been that evil. Never been that evil.
I'm just making sure.
I know the reality.
Jay Black just left.
I'll be back in about 2 days.
What am I going to eat? We're going to eat this stuff. Next year?
Yeah, I'd say probably 10.
You know he's listening. Let's not make fun of him. Let's get our food back.
Why, you think he'll spit in our food?
I don't think he'll spit on it. He'll just take a sweet-ass time.
Hey.
All right, I'm going to spit in this food. Hey, keep that talk up. I'm not going to bring it to you.
Here's your biscuit,
Maybe I
jerk.
will. We'll spin it.
What a jerk.
All right.
That's right. A little salt and pepper. You know where that comes from.
Do it.
Oh, where's it?
It's time for studies,
Comes from the
surveys,
salt
and
mine and the
polls
pepper
on the
mine.
von Haessler Doctrine.
Why don't you keep it up and you'll find out.
They have pepper mines. Somebody get the pepper.
Okay, something on my body, the pepper mine.
All right, we're doing studies, surveys, polls, and whatever the gal there just said.
Yeah, we got a lot of stuff today. A lot of good studies, surveys, and polls.
Well, what are we going to start with?
Let's start with the survey.
Well, let's do that.
This is from Pew.
You guys, let's do it.
Pew.
Yeah, Pew. And they have found in their 2019
They have found
survey.
What did they come across?
They've come across many things, stinky things. They found that climate change still ranks as a low priority amongst most Americans.
Oh
Shocking.
no, my goodness! We're going to anger the unangerable. What does Greta Thunberg think of that?
How
so
dare you?
It was 17 out of
18.
18.
I can only blame myself.
Why?
I didn't do a good job because I should have been in school. How dare you?
The most important issue for Americans was strengthening the nation's economy.
Well,
So selfish.
it is selfish. What's 16?
16 is
If climate change is 17.
Bridges and public transportation systems, so infrastructure.
And then what's 18? What does it come just ahead? What does it notch just ahead of?
Dealing with global trade issues.
How dare you? How dare you? It's impossible to prioritize your life when you're thinking about something that's not the climate.
She's getting a reality show. Did you see that?
Yeah,
The
BBC.
I'm going to choose a bachelor. Stephen, we've had quite a connection, but you didn't recycle your aluminum can. How dare you?
I'm
You threw
sorry.
it right in the trash.
I'm sorry, Greta. I'll go pick it up and put it in there.
It's not good enough.
No, I'm sorry.
I can't give you the rose.
I love you.
She's
I can't give you your reusable bag.
She's going to.
That's what she gives out was the reusable bag.
You can use this at Trader Joe's.
Yes. You can take this to the Aldi.
She is going to.
You don't live a zero waste life.
No, you're gonna love
Stephen.
this. You're gonna love this. You're gonna love this. Every week, you meet a new climate person who's going to tell you how the world's going to end. You know what? This is okay. This is what's going to happen after Greta Thunberg has her reality show. When the people at Pew, whoever they are, when they do that survey again, my guess is climate change is going to go, I don't know, 15. I think it's going to inch its way up after people hear Greta Thunberg's words. Hey, what do Democrats think about this? I mean, you get people like Bernie Sanders saying it's the most important thing in the world. Like, aren't they all saying it's the most important thing in the world?
To my voters, it is the most important thing in the whole world.
But to most everybody, it's very low on the priorities because you can't see it. You know, you can't see it. It's not there. People basically think the sun's going to rise tomorrow. And also,
You need to open your eyes.
I am opening my eyes, and, you know, the world today looks kind of like it did
Obviously not. If you can't see it, it's right in front of your face.
This reality show every week, Greta Thunberg yells at you for not being as good as she is. That sounds like an award-winning.
She scowls at you for 10 minutes.
I don't like it. I don't want to be here, but I'll take the check.
Are you ever?
I hope it's on recycled paper.
All of our money is made.
Direct deposit. I think you'd be
I
all right.
recycle my money.
Tim tweeted out a great name for that show, that being Snark Tank.
Snark Tank with Greta Thunberg.
I got an invention here, Greta, that I think would really help with global warming.
Not good enough.
I don't like it.
But what it does is it picks up plastic out of the water there. And
Pardon, let me interrupt you. Are
Okay.
your shoes made of leather?
Yes, they are.
That's unacceptable. How dare you?
What am I supposed to
How dare
get?
you come in here?
But I'm telling you.
Is your product wrapped in plastic?
Yes, it's made of plastic.
That's unacceptable. How dare you? How dare you?
It's a plastic barge that picks up plastic from the water and other garbage.
It's not good enough.
Well, I can't
What
make it
does
out
your
of
barge
wood.
run on?
Get out.
Sail?
Get out! Stop talking! Security!
It won't work.
Take him away.
Now, Greta, you do have somebody on your side. When you break down this Pew survey more, The college graduates, 54%.
Oh, what a surprise. What a surprise. The most gullible human
The
beings on the
smartest
planet.
group of people in America.
Well, what do you know?
They're the ones who care about their future, unlike you, because your future is so limited you're going to die.
It's ageism, Greta Thunberg. You're
I
going to
don't
die,
care.
too. We'll all die.
It's time for the young people in the world to start taking over and for you to just die off and go out to pasture.
You have such a happy message, Greta Thunberg.
How old am I? 16?
17? I don't know.
17? I don't even know how to drive because I can't focus on anything but the environment.
Hey, let me tell you, this little boy knows what he's talking about.
Joe
A guy
Biden?
like him.
I'm a girl.
Okay, look, I mean, hey, look, I'm not going to put nothing on you because I've been told you can't. Listen, hey.
Joe Biden, you seem confused.
1 + 2 is 5. And if you go around the world, hey. 2. Hey, man, take care.
You're a lying dog-faced pony soldier.
How dare you? Who is this old man?
What is with you and the ageism, Greta Thunberg?
It's time for the young people in the world.
You're not going to be young forever. You wear that, you're going to get old,
and
too.
when I am older,
yes,
I will sit down and let the young people take over.
She already
the
looks
dinner.
30.
It's time for the young people in the world to pay the check.
Yeah.
She's very serious. She has a furrowed brow.
Lighten up, lady. God, my son, he's what, your age? He plays video games.
I don't have time to play video
You got all the
games.
time in the world. You're not in school.
I should be in school.
Well, go.
Why aren't
But I
you in
can't.
school?
I'm too busy developing a reality show where I get paid to do something.
Developing a brand.
Running around the world. Blah, blah, blah. Don't do this, don't do that. I can't go to school.
Where in the
Lighten
world is
up.
Greta Thunberg?
Lighten up, sister.
All right, what's next?
All right, this is a study here locally.
A study, a local study.
A study here locally?
Yeah.
Wow. So right here locally.
GDOT
right now
and Gwinnett leaders are launching a 3-year traffic study.
Is that the Georgia Department of Transportation?
You know, you nailed it, Eric.
Thank you.
And
Wow.
they're
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Drive carefully. Aren't I so smart?
They're building a study to help decongest.
They're building a study?
Yeah, because they want to help decongest
they're
I-85.
building a study?
Well, they're creating a study.
Like, do you start with...
Just thinking of that.
They're holding on and studying cars.
I think they're having a study to think about building something. That's usually.
We're thinking about building something, so we're studying whether or not that's factually something we
We're
can build.
studying how to think about something. Maybe a study.
We want to decongest I-85 because it's a mess.
We're going to use a nasal spray.
This is 85. I could use some help, please. Do you have any sort of nasal spray?
See how congested he is? We need some Nasonex on him.
Don't they already have the peach passes and stuff?
That no help.
No.
Not enough vitamin C. I'm all stuffed up here.
You're allergic to peaches, right?
I'm allergic to rubber.
I got a study. I think we should build even more lanes.
How about that? How about we build...
A 47-lane highway.
What's this going to cost us? I have to be nice. We have friends over at GDOT.
So it doesn't
like the show.
It doesn't have an amount on here, but it does say where they're planning on really working on it. It's really from 285 all the way up to 985 near Mala, Georgia. So
that's the Peach Pass area.
That's
so
the
it's
Peach
not
Pass.
doing the job.
Apparently not.
I got an idea. 4 more lanes on each side. I promise you this will take care of the congestion. Yeah, for a while anyway. All right, pal, you got 3 choices. Study, survey, or poll. I want one of them right now.
All right, I've got a study from Penn State. Can I do that?
Ooh, that's really well. I guess so. Yeah, Penn State. They're well known for their studies, are they not?
Oh, they sure are.
Very quality studies coming out of that place.
Yep, they only use pens.
Yeah, they're only pens. And Joe Biden's from Pennsylvania.
Darn right I am, buddy. You know, down there in the Happy Valley, you can't find a valley in Pennsylvania. Well, in the greatest state. Look, it's a Keystone State. That means they got cops. Cops are Keystone. Look.
It's the happiest place on earth, isn't it?
Pennsylvania. Hey, look. You got a friend in Pennsylvania. His name's Joe Biden.
You're rambling. You're just rambling.
Hey, look, Hunter. Hey, he's his own man, Hunter. Hey, what?
I'm not Hunter.
Posting strong opinions on social media can ruin your chances of being hired. This study from Penn State finds.
Yeah.
Who needs a study for that? Does this surprise people? I mean, I don't hire people. I have people assigned to me. So I don't hire people. But if I was some CEO or something, or not even just a manager, aren't you always looking somebody up in their social media footprints?
It's part of
seeing
your
what they're
job
doing?
thing. Yeah, it's part of looking.
Right, and if you're just trouble, if you're nothing but trouble, then why would you be hired? Maybe the kids are thinking about this, maybe they're not.
But Penn State says there hasn't been a whole lot of research performed on how negative social media content influences a person's chances.
Duh.
You're not telling me anything I don't already know. What were those words you just said?
There hasn't been a whole lot of research performed on how negative social media content influences a person.
Yeah, because not much is needed. It's quite obvious that if in public, it would be like saying if there were pictures of you all over the city in the middle of the street acting like a fool, and of course before hiring you, people go, "Oh, I've seen you all over the city." I mean, it makes sense that if you act like a fool on social media, you're not going to get hired. Why would you need any studies about that? I guess they have a lot of extra time at Penn State. Let's do a survey on something silly. What else you got?
All right, so this is a study as well. This is a British
What is this?
study.
I thought we were supposed to get studies, surveys, polls.
Well, we had a survey to start things off.
Yeah, Eric wants a poll.
Very study heavy.
You know, I think I might have a poll here in a minute.
Give him time.
Okay, we'll wait. Dr. Ed,
do you, buddy?
Don't look at him. Don't look at him.
Dr. Ed, our erectile dysfunction guy, he's all of a sudden...
my ears are somethinged up.
He's hovering. Back off, Dr. Ed. We don't need your erectile dysfunction advice.
Sure?
Right? No,
I got a new cream.
I don't want your new cream. You know what? You're creeping me out. That's all you're doing.
New cream. I don't have a logo for the tube yet.
Yeah, he says
You don't have a logo for the tube. Just a blank tube.
Where does that all over the counter now? Oh, good Lord. Dr. Ed, please.
Sorry.
This is a study that was commissioned by Channel Mum, which is
Channel
British.
Mum.
Channel Mum.
Yes, it's
Channel
British.
Mum.
It's British.
It's on the Bird Network.
You know what channel it is? Channel Mum.
Mum or bum?
Mum.
Okay.
Mum.
You know, like what you say in America?
We say
like,
mom.
Mom.
But it's Channel Mum.
Channel Bum
All
is
right.
a pay channel.
Dr. Ed knows about that one.
You know, that's one of the ways I cure everything.
Dr. Erectile Dysfunction,
Put it on
please.
Channel Bum here. Yeah.
Who is this dirty old man? Get on with it, Jared.
He told me he would get results before I left the studio, which I found very creepy.
More of that.
Please
That unmarked tube.
control your creams
You got a
and
Sharpie?
balms.
Give me a Sharpie. I'll draw the logo on the tube.
Thank you, Dr. Ed. All right. So this
need
study
Mum, yeah.
from Channel Mum has
Yes.
found, and this might apply to Autumn here too, because she just recently had
Oh,
kids.
what? Because she's a mum, isn't she?
Yeah.
She just recently
Yeah.
had kids.
Yeah, recently.
Just recently.
Yeah,
just like moments ago.
Yeah, just recently.
Okay, recently being within the last 4 years, you've had
Her child
kids.
just turned 3.
Yeah.
Her youngest.
Well, many parents
Still breastfed.
Yeah. Are you what do they call that? The La Leches or something? The
Oh, La Leche League.
Yeah, that's right. You in
Yeah,
that?
we don't got these crazy mums here.
No.
Many
No,
parents.
we're all on the dole, aren't we? So
Yeah.
not like, you know.
I think if your kid's standing and still doing that, it's been going on way too long.
Oh, no, they come up to you and they're like, Mummy, I love your milk. And I'm like, get out of here.
It keeps the kid healthy.
What all is on this channel, Mum?
All right, so they've found that many parents are giving their babies outlandish names so that way they can stand out on social media,
Well,
guys.
the world is just becoming dumber and dumber, isn't it?
Yeah, I've got a list here. It's like, one of them's like, compass.
No, I
You know,
saw-
like stop sign,
They've got Jaspin.
no
screensaver.
This that would
I've
stand.
got wire. Well, I've got a neighbour named
No,
Wire.
I've got some real ones. This is crazy. Jaspin,
Yeah.
Yeah, Jaspin.
Elisabel,
Oh, Alyssa Bell, she's a doll, isn't she?
Renlo,
Renlow.
Mavery.
That's when, like, you know, when your energies run low, you go out, you get energy drink. I'm naming one of my kids, Bolt.
The world is just getting dumber and dumber.
Here's my kid, hernia sling.
There you go. It's fine. Mesh. I name my
Ed.
daughter Mesh.
Dr. Ed is always branding with his children.
You shouldn't brand the kids, shouldn't you? No, hurts them.
Now, Autumn, when you had your kids, you made Instagrams for them, didn't you? So that way they go viral,
No,
right?
she's not dumb.
What?
No.
I made
Everybody's
email
doing
addresses for them so I could solidify their names and email addresses.
Our audience is so big that I can afford to, blow a few people off. So let me just say this. If you create a social media footprint for your child when it's born, you're already a bad parent. Jay Black is on his way back.
He has the package.
He'll soon be back in black.
They hit the sack. With a sack.
With a sack. I can't say where he went, but
Why?
Well, because I know that he's Jay Black, and whenever you let people know where he's going to be appearing in public, the mobs that show up, you need cops. You
got to
need
protect him.
Protect him and protect the businesses and everyone around. Jay Black mania is a thing. It's real. Oh, do you have an open mic or two for me?
Yeah, people are loving today's show. They're giving us lots.
It's as if I got no sleep last night. I did get some sleep last night, but it's as if I got none.
Can I tell you how I feel real quick?
Yeah.
Remember when you were a kid and you'd have a friend over and it'd be like 1 a.m. and you're super tired and you're both laughing because you can't go to sleep?
That's how we are, yeah.
That's,
the show is much funnier during the commercial breaks because we could say whatever we want. All right, go ahead.
All right, here's some folks that are loving the show.
Tim, Timmy, Jared, J-Rad, Eric, EVH, Greg with 2 G's.
No.
Autumn, Amber.
No, wrong.
Nick the English. Y'all doing fantastic. Keep up the good work.
Hey, yeah, it's close enough.
Wrong.
Right? He does not have 2 G's on
1 G.
Matter of fact, Greg loathes people named Greg with 2 G's. He simply doesn't understand the need for the second G.
Why do you need an extra G?
He says that they Greg-ga.
Greg-ga.
And then
thank you to that listener.
And then our super fan Edie, who made us that cake a couple weeks ago.
Oh yeah, the cake was delicious.
She's using the open mic now.
Yeah.
Hey, Eric and the Van Haessler Doctrinaires. This is Edie. I just wanted to give you guys a shout out because you are the best medicine for me. You top all of the other meds that I got to take every day. Just giving you guys a heads up and a thumbs up, and I hope you all have a blessed day. Love you guys.
Take 2 Von Haessler doctrines and call me in the morning. This is the medicine.
She's awesome. Edie's cool.
For the metro area. Well, thank you for the cake. Did we thank her for the cake?
We did. We put it up on our Instagram too.
That's right.
Von Haessler doctrine.
When you say we, when you say we, you're talking about you.
We.
Yeah. Just like that. Now there is
when
one.
it comes to social media, it always goes through Jared.
Yes.
Or Tim.
I put it on mine.
Autumn, sometimes she used to care. She doesn't care about it anymore. She doesn't care about it anymore.
She used to run that 2 + 2 = 4 group with an
when
iron
there's
fist.
when there's something that is worth putting on 224, then that's what I'll do.
Is what you call it, 224?
Yeah.
Why don't you just admit it? You lost interest. It was a big deal for you, and you just lost interest in your little group that you put up there. And it's as if she was a really good friend who came over every day, and then all of a sudden she just stopped coming over.
Well,
she's not interested in you anymore.
Of the posts, we're getting so big.
Yeah.
That a lot of the posts end up just being like recycled memes.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's less interesting content.
So what you're saying is that the people on the super secret 2 + 2 = 4 site are not entertaining you.
Yeah.
So
but I'm hard to entertain. So I'm not saying that
they need to do a better
wrong.
job.
Other people are very. You just said this morning that you're not interested in memes, and sometimes neither am I.
Okay, well, you should go in there and maybe. How about you lead by example? By putting stuff in there that's interesting, and other people will see what Autumn's doing. They want to be just like Autumn.
Yeah, but you know what they do? They comment and they're like,
"You've lost interest."
No, they comment like,
the people,
"Whoa, where's do this thing?"
The people aren't good enough for you.
Yeah, do a voice.
What she's saying is that she finds the people to be they're letting her down. They're not very
the
interesting.
bigger the audience gets, you understand this.
I don't.
Sometimes
He's in touch with his audience.
I'm in complete. I don't know about you, Autumn, but I'm never too big for my audience.
You're not constantly telling them like, I don't need you. I'm not coming down the stairs to meet you.
There's that. But once you get past that, gruff but lovable, I am in complete contact with every listener. And unlike you, Autumn, I don't take one single listener for granted.
Oh, give me a break.
I'm not like you.
You are talking out of 2 sides of the mouth. Is that how the phrase goes?
Everybody talks out of 2 sides of their mouth.
Yeah, how does that phrase?
If I only talked
You're talking out of both of your nostrils.
Yeah, I'd sound like Greta. What's her face? If I talked out of one side of my mouth.
Greta Van Susteren?
Yeah.
Hey, listen, I'm not duplicitous. I talk out of one side of my mouth.
All right, now we'll put
sometimes
that
it's this side, sometimes it's the other side.
Autumn, we'll put that theory to the test here. We'll see how well Eric handles this open mic.
I got another tour. I'm tired. I got to pretend.
Wave to the tour. I'm not against it.
This open micer's coming after you,
These
Eric.
are little kids. They're not in my demo.
So you shouldn't pay attention to
I can blow them off. Yes.
This open micer's coming after you. You better be ready.
Eric, I love your show, but you got to stop saying full stop, man.
Yeah.
It's happening way too much.
Yeah.
please, for the love of God, full stop on the full stop. It's becoming a drinking game.
I agree with you. Full stop. I need to stop saying full stop. I know. I gotta stop saying full stop. I understand.
You said it.
And
You
I will say right
again.
now that I will stop saying full stop.
Wait,
full stop.
You just did it again. Eric.
All right.
Now, what if you say stop full?
Yeah, I'm working on it. Let's do this.
More headlines for Wednesday, February 12th.
Boy headlines.
Why must you continue
For February 12th.
this war that you have going with the
Just so
Doctrine
you know,
voice
it's Wednesday,
lady?
and it's the next segment.
That's what they all should say.
Yeah. The next segment for Wednesday, whatever date it is.
We're back.
Every segment just has a different name. We do the same
Listen
thing.
to Eric do most of the talking while Autumn and Tim contribute a voice.
Well,
That's basically it.
I'm not getting into that.
That's basically it.
Jared reads the headlines while Eric commentates, and Autumn and Tim make fun of something.
There you go. Yeah, that's about this. That's the whole show. Hey, write that down. We need to get that on a press release.
Okay.
Basically,
I like that.
That's the whole show right there.
Yeah.
You know, Autumn, Doctrine Voice Lady just signed a huge deal, $1 million year deal with us.
They're paying
Teresa.
her. I think what he's trying to say, Autumn, is that what you need to know is that they're paying her a whole lot more than they're paying you.
What's cool is there's a car dealer in Maryland that just started endorsing the voice doctrine lady.
Yeah.
Wow.
Up there in Maryland. Can you
Yeah.
believe that? But apparently they thought that the Doctrine voice lady would have a better effect, a better draw on potential customers.
Yeah.
Look, it's in Crofton, Maryland, too.
Hey, look who's here. Jay Black's brought the
look
food.
at that. Yes.
Oh, I got to keep on talking. What's the...
man.
5 minutes later.
All right. Jay Black has brought in the food. Thank you very much, Jay.
This was worth it.
Did you get some for yourself, Jay?
I got something for myself.
Okay. What'd you get? Biscuit?
I got a biscuit.
Okay. Very nice.
Unfortunately, the first location closest to the radio station for this particular establishment, Peachtree, is bumper to bumper.
Oh.
So that didn't work. But
Oh, you
there's-
had to go
There's one
elsewhere.
up the road in Lindbergh.
Oh, okay.
But this particular branch of this establishment ran out of the item that they are most popular for.
What?
In the morning.
So
that is why we are a little
Well, you're out of
behind.
breath. My goodness. How much did I pay you for this? What are you? What's left in your pocket?
$25.
Well, I'm not giving you 25.
No, that's not.
Should I give him
let him
25?
keep the change.
Yeah.
Should I say keep the change?
I'll
Yes,
give you
it's
the
not
20,
no
I'll keep the
skin off
Hey,
your
no,
back.
you know that I'm a happy celibate. You keep the change. So Jay Black, you
Make
keep
sure
the change.
as long as you follow through in the other part of the deal, which is
I gotta provide breakfast for
help
you
with
on
that?
Friday.
well, not this
Yeah,
Friday, but on some Friday.
Okay, I will do
for
that.
the morning crew.
I will do it. I will.
You
we
can
will
have your $20 back, and we'll call it even.
Okay, what do you want at Waffle House Friday?
Yeah, Waffle
You
House
want
Friday.
Waffle House Friday. Okay, very good.
Next Friday, we'll do it next Friday, not this one. The next one.
Thank you, Jay
All right.
Black. I
Enjoy
appreciate
your
it.
food.
I'm glad, and the audience cares. They want to
Where's
know
mine?
that you're in Baltimore somewhere.
If I put it in FedEx, usually get tomorrow.
Wait a minute, Jay. You didn't stop and get some for Autumn? That's part of the deal. You
The
gotta
love
try-
of your life.
Yeah.
I knew I messed up.
Thank you very much, Jay Black.
Yeah, Jay,
You're
awesome.
welcome.
Enjoy your breakfast.
thanks,
I
man.
appreciate it. You driving
Thanks,
around like that
man.
for a
Take it.
fool like me. I appreciate it.
Go take a nice nap.
Yeah. He's out of breath.
Hey, you guys are my buddies.
Did he walk or run? He's out of breath.
I had to run up the street.
That's a big bag.
Yeah, I was really heavy bag. I walked up the stairs, young, 'cause I'm trying to lose weight.
Yeah, I noticed it was kind of a big bag.
Hey, Dr. Ed, erectile
Yeah,
dysfunction.
the bag was it was bursting over. It was dripping.
Yeah.
All right.
Kind of like my bum.
Hey, Dr. Ed. We've
Yeah, I
heard
could
enough.
use some of that. Oh, got all over me there.
It's all right.
President Trump slammed Democrat presidential candidate
Yeah, it's time for the next segment.
Michael Bloomberg as a total racist over a 2015 audio clip in which Bloomberg reportedly defends the stop and frisk police.
First of all, he was the mayor. I love all of this. I love this. He was the mayor, okay? And this, by the way, crime did go down while he was mayor, and now he has to apologize for it. So play the original thing.
They just keep saying,
Stop for 1 second. Stop and frisk is what he's talking about.
They just keep saying, it's a disproportionate percentage of a particular ethnic group. That may be, but it's not a disproportionate percentage of those who witnesses and victims describe as committing the murder. In that case, incidentally, I think we disproportionately stop whites too much and minorities too little.
They're going to use that. Now, what is he
Total
actually...
racist.
Yeah. What is he actually? I think Trump actually pulled down that tweet because it turns out Trump was on record in New York City at the time when he wasn't president in favor of stop and frisk. So, by the way, were an awful lot of civil rights groups at the time. And I think what he's trying to say there, but it doesn't matter what he doesn't. Let's not take what he meant. This can be used against the man, so it will. Mike Blumberg.
Mike Blumberg.
Are you Mike Blumberg?
I'm Mike Blumberg, and I'm Mike Blumberg.
I think what he means to say, what he's trying to say is we stop a lot of white people too. But the way he put it was percentages and proportions. And let me tell you what's not going to happen in the next 48 to 72 hours while this story dominates as Bloomberg rises and they head down south. What's not going to happen is any reporting whatsoever on whether or not it actually worked in New York City. Because whether a policy was effective or not does not matter anymore. All that matters is the horse race. Will this hurt him? Will it help him? That's all. We just have a lot of lazy reporters at 24-hour news networks. So no one's going to dig and find what was the crime rate before. Did this possibly help minority neighborhoods? Hey, come on back and tell Eric that he didn't. But first you have to go do the legwork. You have to actually be reporters. But that's not what's going to happen. You got 3 24-hour news networks. You'd think they have plenty of time. But all we're going to get is, will this hurt him? Will this thing that he said, that awkward thing that he said once years ago, is that going to hurt him? And then that's it. Just knock off for lunch. You're a reporter. Just, you know what? Get 6 or 7 people on a panel to talk about whether or not it's going to hurt him. Because that's the most important thing. Is it going to hurt him? Not one reporter is going to take the time to find out what was the crime rate before it started, what was the crime rate afterward, and by the way, which neighborhoods benefited the most as a result. I'm willing to accept whatever those facts are. But if I want them, I'm going to have to go get them for myself. Because what I know is the 900 people who work at the 3 24-hour news networks, not one of them is going to go look. Because that doesn't matter. The only thing that matters is horse race, horse race, horse race. Will it hurt him? Hey, we'll be back. I'm glad you enjoyed this last 20-minute roundtable. We'll be back in an hour with another 20-minute roundtable about will it hurt him? That's all you're going to get out of this. So who cares about policy anymore? He said something that sounds bad, so... That Mike Blumberg.
I'm Mike Blumberg. I'm not a racist. I just want to make sure that everybody who has a gun is not on the street.
So you're saying that you're stopping too many white people.
We are stopping far too many white people.
Not since Ricky Bobby and Cal Naughton Jr. has there been a couple of guys as informative or entertaining.
You can't have 2 number 1s.
Yeah, that makes 11. Eric Von Haessler, weekdays at 9. Mark Aram, weeknights at 6 on 95.5 WSB.
Food finally came, and Tim Andrews almost just choked.
Yeah, it's the thing went down the wrong tube.
You know, is there a wrong tube? I always hear that. My mother used to say, be careful and go down the wrong tube.
There's one tube, and then you got your epiglottis to block it.
So it can go down the wrong. What happens if it goes down the wrong tube?
Yeah,
It gets in your lungs.
Yeah, and you're
dead.
No, you're
Does it
not
kill
dead.
You
no.
aspirate.
And does that kill you?
I mean, it can.
Okay.
That's how Mama Cass died.
Also from being, healthy
No,
at any size. Anyway, she's a very healthy woman, Mama Cass. Great singer, voice of an angel.
Everybody's getting fat except Mama Cass. So that's what I learned.
All right. There's a new show here in Atlanta that everybody can get excited about. It's on Netflix, and it uses Atlanta singles.
Well, everybody can get excited about it.
Oh, everybody gets
That's
excited
like the Von Haessler Doctrine. Everybody gets excited about the Von Haessler Doctrine.
Totally.
Kids from 1 to 92.
That's right. And this is a social experiment where they take singles.
Oh, sorry, I don't have time. The music is playing.
Show's called Love is Blind, but
it's done. It's done here in Atlanta. And here's the punchline. You have 30 couples, right?
Yeah.
They're in pods. They talk to each other, but they don't see each other. And they have to propose marriage to each other. And if they say yes, then they get to see each other for the first time. What could go wrong? Hour 3 of the Von Haessler Doctrine begins right now. What do you have for me?
I got more open mics from the WSB radio app.
All right, let's do a couple. Hey, what do you say? A couple open mics? Everybody into it?
I'm into it.
What do you say, gang?
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's do it. Here we go.
Hey, Eric. This is Kurt from Boca Raton, Florida.
You just told us that every listener was valuable. 5 minutes before you said that, you also said, okay, I'm going to say something now that may lose me some listeners, but I can afford to lose a few. So I'm wondering, which is it? Love the show.
It all makes sense. I can afford to lose a few valuable listeners. Everyone's valuable. All the ones that I can afford to lose. That doesn't make them any less valuable.
Sounds to me like some are more valuable than
Exactly.
others.
Well, listen, I didn't say that they all had equal value. This is not egalitarianism. This is not a socialist program, but all do have some value. I think if you roll back the tape, do we have tape?
Yeah.
If you roll back the zeros and ones, the digital, I think what you'll find is all I said was that there was a value that could be placed on every listener from me. I didn't say that some aren't more certainly some are more valuable than others. I mean, I got.
Listen,
I can think of.
Eric, we heard what you said. Okay.
I can think of, like, I don't know, like 40 that are more valuable.
40 billionaires.
Now, those guys listening, they're a little more valuable than the rest.
Well, I don't have any listening to my radio show, so listen, everybody, every voter is valuable.
I heard him last night in New Hampshire. He's like, college is going to be free.
Everything
It's going
will
to
be
rain
free.
oranges.
Your car will be free. Your gas will be free. That way you don't have to pay. You go to work. We're going to make your boss pay for your gas and car.
So the billionaires are going to finally pay their fair share.
Billionaires are finally going to pay their fair share.
Top 1%. What are the latest numbers? I've always seen stuff where on the federal taxation, top 1% pays something like 30 to 35% of all the taxes. So what is a fair share?
Too low.
If you're 1% and you're covering like 35% of the bill, how is that not your fair share?
Could be fairer.
They paid 37.3% of all income taxes last year.
Federal income.
$538 billion.
How is that not your fair share?
Chump change.
Nobody.
To them.
So what you should say is they should pay more than their fair share. Right?
No.
Isn't that what we're saying?
No.
Is there anything else where 1% pays 37% and that's not considered a fair share?
Let me explain it.
It's not a fair. Matter of fact, it's already unfair that 1%
It's
have
unfair
to cover.
that it's so low. I'm sorry. You're wrong. A fair share means more.
Nobody ever digs in. So, well, how much do they pay? All these people at the Bernie. You have the Bernie, all these people. Bernie. The reason I'm not a millionaire is because the billionaires are keeping all the money and they're keeping me from being a millionaire.
They believe in trickle down. If it trickled down, those 40 billionaires can make 400 millionaires.
You think anybody in this crowd has ever asked themselves, I wonder how much of the tax load the 1% currently pay?
I mean, I don't really care. It's more like I don't want to keep paying my student loans because they're really expensive.
There you go. I will get rid of them.
But shouldn't you, I'm going to ask a question here.
Well,
if you're going to make the argument that anybody in society is not paying their fair share, is it not incumbent upon you to know what share they do pay at this time?
No.
Wouldn't you think that anybody, it should be before you can open your mouth and make noises.
I'm not in the asking questions business.
We're
I'm
beyond-
the answering.
We're beyond that.
Yeah.
Beyond that. Thank you,
would
lady.
think that a person would be considered a rank idiot if they complained about what share some other group paid when they didn't at that time know how much of it they paid.
Ask me.
How much does the top 1% currently pay in federal income taxes?
Not enough.
Okay, I guess
Bernie, you don't have
that's
to
it.
yell.
Why?
So can we agree? Bernie's right. It is unfair. It's unfair to the top 1%. They're covering 37% at this point.
All right, you've seen through me. I am here for the top 1%. We can't have an economy in this country unless the top 1%, the billionaires, are trickling down to people and giving them jobs.
Here's something a reporter could do. They could walk through, and it can't be Fox News because then it would be novelty. It's got to be CNN or MSNBC. You walk through a Bernie crowd, you put a microphone in somebody's face, say, how much does the top 1% currently pay in federal taxation?
The top 1% contributes an awful lot to the see, basically what happens is the government subsidizes them.
Yeah, okay.
and
I didn't
they
ask that. You're answering questions that I didn't ask. What I asked was, at this time, before we change things, how much does the top 1% pay?
Lisa knows
you would
that.
think you would have to have that knowledge before you demanded more.
It's not about how much they pay. It's about how they pay it, because they do all this like rounding and like tax breaks and like writing off of like whatever.
Yeah.
And so they're not really paying it.
Yep.
It's just like deducted or something from like what they made.
What's the last thing that the kids all want to have in their hands and their pockets that was invented in a socialist country? What's the last thing? What's the last thing that all the kids just
Hunger?
had to have? Yeah, right.
Hacky sack.
Hacky sack? That was not invented in any socialist or communist. Hey, kids,
You're
I'll
right.
open
Do
it
we
up.
want to live in a world without hacky sack?
Not just socialism, communism, collectivism, ism up. What is the last time something was invented that everybody just had to have that didn't come out of some sort of capitalist society? Anyone?
Coronavirus.
The coronavirus is correct.
Thank you.
All the kids are clamoring for the latest product from communist China, the coronavirus.
Cool.
Nobody thinks. Nobody thinks.
No, I think you're rude. So that's me thinking.
Well, I think anyone who demands that someone pay more of anything, it should first be understood that you should know how much they pay now before you demand more. If you say, oh, the top 1% pay currently 37% of the tax load, and then you can say, well, I think they should pay more. Okay, fine. I would disagree with you, but at least you now know how much they pay. What I'm saying is, my guess is, and this is speculation, that almost nobody in the Bernie crowd has any idea how much of a tax burden the top 1% have. Again, I'll say, if they find out and say it still should be higher, at least you've got something. But look how ridiculous we are now. It's actually considered legitimate to point to people, say you should pay more when you don't know what they're paying now. I mean, that's absurd. We're just in a very absurd place. And Bernie Sanders, anybody successful, I saw a speech last night basically about saying, anybody successful, look out, I'm coming after you.
You hear me, Tom Brady? You got too many rings.
Too many rings.
It's funny when you...
Bill Belichick must retire. The Patriots
you've had enough.
Have to give somebody else a chance.
You've done enough.
What do you need more? What do you need more, Bill
you want
Belichick?
more rings? Tough.
It's funny when you search how much does the top 1% pay in taxes, an article from Heavy comes up that says Bernie Sanders is not in the 1%, and here's why.
Oh, yeah, that's all, yeah.
And he's worth $2.5 million.
No, you can find it, but the point is you have to go look for it.
Yeah, Google's not going to take you there.
There's not enough time on the 24-hour news networks for them to tell you. What are you? We going to open up something here?
I got one more open mic for you.
You got one more open mic?
Yeah. This another upset lister with us. Upset really with Tim Andrews more than anything.
I'm upset with Tim Andrews.
What I do.
Good morning, guys. Please do some parody songs.
Hey, look, I'm busy, okay? I'm really busy. Okay, look, I had a big primary in New Hampshire.
Yeah, you did very well.
How about I don't want to be rich. No.
I'm going to turn it over to Bernie.
Okay.
I'm turning over Demented Don to Bernie. Bonko Bernie or Bonkers Bernie. Bernie the Bozo.
It's crazy Bernie.
Crazy Bernie.
It's crazy Bernie.
And his acoustic weirdos.
President Trump, you appear to be as tired as Tim Andrews.
Boy, let me tell you, didn't get a lot of sleep last night. Stood up hoping that maybe Liz Warren would drop out.
She needs to drop out. Joe Biden
Not
needs
yet.
to drop out.
I'm dropping in.
We're in the era of Mayor Pete.
I'm not worried about that guy.
I saw Trump said that he would rather run against run against Bernie because Bernie has actual voters and fans. That Bernie actually represents a segment of society, whereas Bloomberg is just trying to
I'm Mike Bloomberg.
pay his way in. Oh, we never followed up on that with what Trump said about Bloomberg. So let's open this up. Right here.
Even more headlines for Wednesday, February 12th.
That's what I'm talking about. So he deleted the tweet, Trump, when he said that Bloomberg was a racist for stop and frisk, because somebody reminded him, hey, back then you were tweeting about how much you thought it was a great idea. So, but he did mention that he doesn't like the idea that he's apologizing for things that were his policies.
I think when a man is with stop and frisk his whole life, and then he decides to go Democrat.
His whole life?
When he was 15, he was stopping everybody. Hey,
When he was the hall monitor.
You got any candy? Hey, you need to go back to your class.
Every time I want to say something or do something or play a piece of sound or make a point or go off on some godforsaken rant, that music starts and says, "Thank you, Alan Hunt." So we'll come back.
Good morning, guys. Please do some parody songs.
Oh, shut up. Oh, now you're going after this guy too, Bernie.
Look, this guy's songs ought to be scrubbed from all streaming music, whatever things.
Because basically, when you become president, anyone successful, you're going after him.
Look, if you make more than $25,000 a year, we're coming after you. You got a lot of money there. That should be able to take care of everything.
So let's give it to the government.
Government, so we can give it to people who need it.
Remind me, at the bottom of the hour, we have to go back to that Love is Blind. That show on Netflix is being done in Atlanta.
Yes.
I have an advertisement.
Yes.
We can go through it. It sounded like fake sincerity there.
No, I'm excited. Because
Are you really excited?
Pinewood Studios is right where my folks live. They live really close to there.
Oh, so this makes you excited.
It does.
Doesn't
on that
take
show?
much, does it?
Apparently not.
Is this how your folks met? And
Yeah, they've had Pinewood Studio.
Yeah, different pods. They
This
couldn't
is
see each
how
other.
I met the one and love of my life.
All right, what do we have?
I have a tweet for you.
What do you have? What do you have?
This is from at Tide Tude, who tweeted Tim and I. He said,
Tide 2 tweeted Tim and I.
he's clapping back at you, Eric.
He's clapping back. What is he? Is he appreciating my my
Yeah, he was
showbiz
clapping.
savvy?
Yay!
Is that what that's about?
Yay!
I'm an old man. People clap. I think I'm doing well.
You said that they're.
How come you're not clapping back, buddy?
Joe,
I clapped at you.
Joe
I
Biden.
expect to clap back. You
Joe,
get the hell
please,
out of
you're
here.
losing your mind.
Get that guy out of here. I don't care if he's wearing "I love
He's your
Joe
son.
Biden" shirt.
He's your son.
I don't care. Look at the coke coming out of his nose. What's your problem? Who's that stripper with you?
I think you get to that age where you get angry for no reason, you know?
He's got a hat on that says, "I work for Burisma and I don't have any experience." How the hell did that happen.com.
Get that guy out of here.
Now, this gentleman.
Gentleman, two-time two to Tim and T.
You mentioned that you asked the question, what was the last thing that was invented in a communist country?
Yeah, that's what I want to ask Bernie. A collectivist country, ism up, any of them, collectivist,
All of them,
communist.
they invent a lot.
And my question was, when's the last time something that all the kids had to have was invented in one of those countries?
Well, at Tide Tude says the
Tide Tude, Tim, Tom?
Tide Tude, yes. He says the AK-47 was developed in the Soviet Union.
What year?
In 1947.
Okay.
And the Glock was developed in Austria.
In what year?
1963.
I was born in 64, and I'm ancient. Okay, so that makes my point. And those are instruments of war, which is different. When you're at war, your industries all get pushed toward that. So you can make weapons, but when Alan says those are nothing but toys, he does not approve, and he knows guns. So
Not a machine gun.
That makes the point. What has been invented? All you young kids who got that phone in your pocket, you've all got the phone in your pocket. You know what else we know about all you kids? Every single one of you plays video games a lot. Where were these things invented? If Bernie was the president of the world for the last 40 years, where the hell would this stuff have been invented? Because you wouldn't have any, you'd have no profit motive. You'd have no capitalism. Why do people put in 60, 70, 80 hours a week and all of their money into an idea? Profit motive. They think somewhere down the line, they themselves will become rich. Well, and that's why you got the thing in your pants. Sound like a real.
What thing?
You got the thing
I'm
in
listening.
your pants. No, not that thing in your pants.
Oh.
Talk about the smart
Is there
thing.
something in your pants that every
I'm
person
talking
wants?
about the smart thing in your pants.
Mine is very smart.
Not the dumb thing in your pants.
Mine is both.
So, just think, if you're 25 or you're 26 or you're 27, you do not have to respond wholeheartedly to bumper sticker slogans. You can first respond, then step back and ask a few questions. In Bernie's society, who invents the smartphone? Where does it come from? Is it a committee? Hey, before we invent the smartphone, do we make sure that we make sure a few minority firms with the lowest bids, they have to be first in, right? Before we sit down to talk about inventing the smartphone, right? The way we're doing it now, where a guy named Steve Jobs puts in 90 hours a week when you never heard his name, that's not working for you? It's idiotic. It's idiotic. The generation of people who are turned on by Bernie, who are, I said this before, to me it's as if they're standing on the shoulders of giants, and all they do is complain about how much they hate giants. They have no idea what it takes to actually create something. So before you put Bernie in charge and you say we're going to become a socialist country, answer this question. What's the last thing that you as a 27-year-old just had to have in your life that was invented in a communist or socialist country? I'm waiting. This will forever be known as the Punch Drunk episode. We're not drunk.
Punch drunk is when you're sleepy.
You're sleepy. Both Tim Andrews and myself did not get much sleep last night. So I don't know how the show's going. I got a feeling maybe people go, kind of a weird show. The Punch Drunk show. But I assure you that during the commercial breaks, it gets really, really funny. Because when you're punch drunk, you can only really, really be good if you can say whatever comes to your mind.
That's correct.
And of course, this is FCC compliant radio that we have to do here.
Well, you need just 4 hours of sleep. You just wake up in the morning and you're good to go.
I kept going to sleep, waking up, going to sleep, waking up, and that kind of thing. And then I think I probably maybe got 3 overall. All told, I probably got 3 hours of sleep. So, but hey, I'm not complaining. What are we doing next here?
Good morning, guys. Please do some parody songs.
Okay, this guy
I
again.
said, look, I got 2 minutes.
You know what? This isn't. I dug something up because Bernie Sanders won New Hampshire.
Oh, Sanders.
This is a lot of different. It's not just one novelty song, but for that guy, what does he want to hear again? What is it?
Good morning, guys. Please do some parody songs.
Well, good morning to you, sir. We did this a while ago. Bernie Records.
VHD Records presents Senator Bernie Sanders as you've never heard him before. Senator Bernie Sanders sings classic rock.
Today's Tom Sawyer, he gets high on you. And the space he invades, he gets by on you. Don't you want somebody to love? Take my hand. We're off to Never Never Land. Yeah.
Senator Bernie Sanders sings classic rock.
Watergate does not bother me. Does your conscience bother you? Tell the truth. Sweet home Alabama. Now you're messing with a son of a bitch. Slow ride. Take it easy. All my friends know the low rider. And I'm traveling down the road, flirting with disaster. And the colored girls go, do.
All your favorite classic rock songs that are overplayed on radio. Order today at www.BernieSandersSingsToasty-Classic-Rock-Hits.com.
That voice at the end sounded different than the voice at the beginning.
I don't know what happened to that.
Very, very different voices. I didn't notice that the first time around we did it, but
Bernie Sanders does impressions.
I certainly hope that everybody enjoyed that, and especially that guy who won't shut up. Keeps bothering.
Good morning, guys. Please do some parody songs.
Do some parody songs.
Doing everything I can for you.
Do the hip hop one. Do the hip hop one.
I can't find the hip hop one.
Fine.
All right, let's do this.
It's the stories we just couldn't miss. It's the Doctrine Extra.
Punch Drunk Radio.
I like it.
What about just drunk radio?
Punch Drunk Radio.
If you do drunk radio, I think eventually you lose your job. That's been my experience.
We've done that before, you and I.
I've worked with a few people. Well, we've done it as a joke. But I've worked with some people who kept showing up to their radio job.
Yeah, that's not good.
And it seems like sooner or later they're gone. They're just not.
Were they on the
anymore.
Mornings?
Huh?
Were they on in the morning?
Hey, what are you getting personal?
You can't
with
tell
me
me not to play music. I'm not. I just had it with you. It's dumb. People are stupid.
When you've been in radio as long as I have, you've seen people mess up so many different ways. Alcohol being just one of them. Why are you staring at me?
Well, because I could see it in the night and I could see it in the afternoon, but I have trouble imagining somebody coming in for a midday or morning shift.
Why?
Drunk.
Midday?
They're in radio.
Yeah.
For the most part, they do not have their lives under control. People who work in radio. Not the most buttoned-down set in the world. I don't know why this should
they've
shock
stayed up
you.
all night and needed to come in for the morning show.
That's right.
So
then
they got to maintain the buzz, or else they'll crash.
That's right. So in the 90s,
So you do a little go, you do a little
this little
wake
bump,
yourself up.
This little bump will get me through.
That's right. Now maybe it's switched to Adderall.
And then next thing you know, people are showing up at work and it's air conditioned and they're sweating profusely.
And you can smell it, the booze.
You can smell the
Yeah,
booze.
it's coming out of their pores.
I had to send a guy home once when I was producing radio shows. He showed up completely just blotto.
And he listened to you?
Well, I had to send him home. I said, this isn't going to work. It was when this was music radio. This was the beginning of my career, and I was producing. And the guy, I knew it was, I thought, okay, maybe we can make it through this. And this was Top 40 radio. And when he introduced the next song as being by Prince rather than Prince, I was like, okay, I got to get this guy out of here. But you know what? I was a great producer, unlike you, Jared. I was a great producer, and I went and put my arm around the guy, and I was like, hey, between you and me, let's,
Yeah.
But I called somebody
Let's get you a strong cup of coffee.
Let's get you a strong cup of coffee.
Yeah.
All right.
How's it working for him now?
It's Dr. Ed, my erectile dysfunction staff expert. What are you asking me?
Is he still around, that guy?
No, this is in a different city. Years ago.
Say maybe he needed help or endorsement.
No, not at all. No, he doesn't need help. He doesn't need to be creeped out by you.
Do you need an endorsement?
I don't. No, I don't. I don't need your services.
Oh, he endorses so good.
Just because I'm 55 doesn't mean that I need your help. I don't have.
Jared, I got that on you.
I don't,
come on, Dr. Ed.
Creeping everybody out.
So he's making a
Why
mess.
do you keep asking Jared to take his shirt off?
I got that.
What does that have to do
It's
with
cold
anything?
outside,
Got
okay?
that balm in that tube.
Stuff is gross. This cream is not working.
I know.
Hey, don't tell me we're not doing anything for this metro Atlanta area.
Yeah, smells like
You know
crap.
how many people with erectile dysfunction problems we've helped in this city alone?
6.
How many?
WSB.
Yeah.
6,000.
Oh, I thought it was 6. 6 personally me.
Make sure that the lawyers know that, the government. This is the people's public airwaves.
You got it.
Let them know that we've helped 6,000 people get their dysfunction functioning again.
Function, rub on the lotion.
Now,
Whoa, Dr. Ed, you just can't not be creepy.
I thought you wanted parody songs.
we had mentioned earlier in the show, Dr. Ed.
Yes.
We had mentioned earlier in the show about this new Netflix show called Love is Blind.
It's from here.
And it's filmed down at Pinewood Studios, and it's got a kind of a cool concept.
You're saying cool. I'm saying ridiculous.
I think it's cool.
No,
it's
the
trash
idea,
TV. It's good.
These are people, right? These aren't androids. So what kind of human being? I know people are excited. They did this reality show in Atlanta. Obviously, somebody stood up at a meeting and said, "There's a lot of young, dumb people in Atlanta. We can just go do it there. We can get people."
Yeah, a bunch of
I'm just trying to find love.
The whole concept is that you meet each other, these couples, the coupling starts, they just hear each other's voices, they're in different pods, and they get to know each other. They kind of speed date around until one proposes marriage. And then you decide to get married before you actually see each other.
Isn't that the way love should be?
Dr. Ed, back off. By back off, I mean you're just way too close.
I've met the person I want to spend the rest of my life with. I've never seen her before.
Here.
All right. Now, you really think this is a good...
You will choose someone to marry.
Hello.
Nice to hear from you. Can't say see ya without ever seeing them.
24/7.
Just not a good idea.
How you doing? How I doing?
Hello. I'm single. Hello.
God, you got a sexy voice. You got a sexy voice.
Now, hold on. What I know is going to happen, what about when she falls in love with the guy, and then finally the big reveal happens, and you hear her say something like, "You're such a good speaker, I could have sworn you had teeth."
Yeah, that's right. You sworn I had teeth. You know what? You probably could have thought I had both eyes, too, but I don't.
You remind me so much of my daddy.
He don't got no eyes?
Well, he didn't have a lot of things.
Does
Like
he have
love for his children.
Or a job?
Or a job, you know. You really know so much about me.
Only an idiot would agree to get married to someone they've never seen. Am I wrong? Am I missing
That's
something
shallow.
here?
That is very shallow.
I'm not an idiot.
I'm not saying you're an idiot. I'm
I
just saying.
graduated from high school.
I'm saying you're an idiot.
I graduated from high school.
There's one part of that ad for Love is Blind, that show here in Atlanta, where people decide to get married before they see each other. If there's going to be dialogue like this, I'm in. Ooh, that's very loud. Too loud for these punch-drunk ears.
I want you to be 1,000% open with me.
1,000% open with me.
That's more than 100%.
Yeah, it's 10 times more than 100.
This country is getting so stupid.
Hello?
Play that part.
I want you to be 1,000% open with me.
1,000%.
Wow. Can you see me?
I just hope at one point. They see each other and the woman goes,
What's the matter?
Sorry.
What's the matter?
Well, I thought that at least, you know.
I love you.
No, wait, you got to sound good because she would have agreed.
Oh, yes.
She gotta-
My parents are on their way to meet us.
There you go. It turns out you got no teeth and.
Yeah.
and
Wow, you have such a eloquent speaking voice for having so
yes,
little
thank
teeth.
you so much. Yes. Well, I learned how to speak. We did not have access to dental care where I
And what
grew up.
happened to your nose? What is that like?
Oh,
what
it
is
was
that,
chopped
like,
off by a
hole in your
lawnmower.
nose?
It was chopped off by a lawnmower. My father used to beat us with lawnmowers, and sometimes they were on, and sometimes they were not.
Why didn't you tell me that?
Well,
when
it's
we
too
were
late. By
talking?
contract, you've agreed to marry him.
So let's get to it.
You know,
Consummation and all that.
I really have fallen in love with you.
Yes.
Because it's about what's on the inside. That's the whole point of this show, you know.
But a lot
What's
of
on
the
in-
skin that's coming off of your face is
Yes,
landing
well, here, just hold on,
my
hold on
body.
to my hook, and I'll undo myself.
But he sounded great, didn't he?
Yes.
You sound so great.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just a little bit of eczema. It's okay.
Yes, it's just excellent. Do you have any Aveeno?
It looks worse. It looks infected.
That'll happen sometimes. They never heal.
I mean, I care about you,
Look,
but
it's
I
not
just
contagious.
What a
I just
happy
feel
couple.
like before we go through with it, that
Yeah,
maybe you
kiss
should
me.
get some
Yeah,
medical.
let me put my tooth in.
Oh, please.
My tooth.
And what else do you have?
That was my foot.
We have more people trying to prove to me that things have been invented in socialist or communist societies.
Yes, I have two things for you. So Melina on our Facebook page says something kind of like that, Autumn. Vodka was made in a communist country.
Okay, again. Now, what year was that? 1002?
1533.
1533. Okay.
They were not a communist country then.
They were autonomous.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Seinfeld.
It was before Karl Marx. Yes, thank you. Our political scientist.
we're not a communist
Jerry
country.
Seinfeld.
Hey, the czars were not communists. The communists killed the czars.
That's correct. That is correct. It was long before Karl Marx was even born to write the book for the Bolsheviks to read.
You know.
Well, yes,
They
Professor
had a lot of
of
nerve
history.
calling themselves great. How were they great? I'm Peter. Was he Peter the Great when he was a kid? No. Catherine the Great. What's so great about him?
Historian Jerry Seinfeld.
They built roads out of logs.
I do have one more for you. Papamoto texted me, and he said that Swedish fish.
Oh, that doesn't count. It's just that's just something that's from the
1950s.
me.
The 1950s. Again,
I am your elder.
Again, how long is...
You will respect my input. It is a Swedish fish born out of a communist country.
Steve Jobs has been dead since what, 2012 or 2013? 2012?
Quite a while.
Yeah. So, and his products are still sought after, even though he's been dead that long.
Yep.
What was the closest thing that you gave me as something that had been invented? 1963, the Glock.
Yeah, 1963.
All right, kids, all you 27-year-olds clamoring for Bernie. I hope you like your smartphone, because if you get what you want, it's the last cool new thing that will ever be invented.
Roy just tweeted, as we speak now, he just said those Cuban sandwiches are bomb.
That's food. That they made sandwiches before the Castros came along.
Please excuse me, Tetris.
Excuse me.
Ooh,
We
yeah,
invented Tetris.
You invented Tetris.
This is right.
When was that invented?
Sometime during the Soviet Union days. Tetris.
You probably stole it from, Atari or something.
Who do you think we are, China?
Yeah, China. Let's look at China. How come? What's the car? What's the car that's made in China that everybody has to have? Why can't they make a car? It's 2020. South Korea makes cars that people want. Japan, they're capitalists. So I hope all you kids have the last model of smartphone and the vehicle that you want to drive, because if you get the world you want, those are the last ones that are going to be invented.
Oh, these are great manufacturers here. Beijing Automotive Group, Brilliance Automotive, Dongfeng Fa.
Jerry Seinfeld, tell him.
Dong Fang. If you had a fang on it, you wouldn't have a lot of women around you.
All right, that music says we're done on the radio side.
Dong Fang.
Punch Drunk Radio is over. Our Punch Drunk Radio special edition. We've come to an end. you are doing the fingers again.
Yes, the monsoon season continues here in Atlanta, so stay tuned to WSB for the latest updates from Kirk Mellish and all the weather through the rest of the week. Hopefully we get some sunshine soon.
Okay, is that what you're hoping for?
Yes, I would love some sunshine.
I like the rain. Mammunia. Mamumia. Is that Mamumia? Is it Mammunia?
I don't know who that is, pal, but if you're down in South Carolina, vote for me.
It's a great Paul McCartney song.
Oh, yeah.
About how the rain is a good thing.
From The Who.
All right, we're done. We got to go to the Podcast 30. If you want to join us over there, go to the Von Haessler Doctrine Facebook page or the WSB Radio Facebook page. Click the red box. Voila. You're watching us do the Podcast 30. Punch drunk today. Thanks for listening to the Von Haessler Doctrine podcast. Remember, you can hear the show every weekday from 9 to noon right here on 95.5 WSB, Atlanta's News and Talk.
Hi, friends. It's Jared Yamamoto from the Power Pod. Season 2, Episode 6 is out on all of your favorite podcast providers.
Hi, guys. It's Nicole. Be ready and look forward to Oscars talk, the New Hampshire results, TikTok, my personal favorite, and so much more on this week's episode.
Remember, new episodes drop every Thursday morning.
Power up with the Power Pod.
Oh, yeah. Hey, whoa. This is a lady skate only. You need to get off the floor, fella.
Oh, excuse me, I am a lady.
I'm sorry. I apologize.
Thank you.
I wish I could skate backwards.
Ma'am. Oh, no, all you got to do is act like, you want to skate backward?
Yeah.
Yeah, you just be a dick. Basically, they were the biggest jerks on the floor. Hey, look at me. I'm going backwards.
That's so cool, though.
Screw you.
I went to an ice skating rink in London when I was there just before Christmas, and there were some dudes like that who were they were spraying ice on people when they skidded around. Like,
Triple
come on.
axle time.
You know what? You got to step back and